Hare Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna. Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vacharam, pangum vaiteki. Yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatana. Hare Krishna. So today is verse number 19. Okay. So let us see the verse. Iheva terjita sargo.
स्वर्गो
येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः
येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः
निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म
निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिता
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिता
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो
येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः
येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः
निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म
निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिता
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिता
Please chant.
इहैव तैर्जितसर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्माद् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थितः
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थितः
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थितः.
Okay, thank you very much. So, translation and purport. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity, how have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they have already situated in Brahman purport. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above. Above means the shloka and last verse is sign of self-realization. Those who actually attain such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. As long as one identifies with this body, is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to a stage of equanimity through realization of self, he is liberated from conditioned life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world but can enter into spiritual sky after his death. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into spiritual sky. Such persons are to be considered already liberated, and their symptoms are described below. So, Krishna, continuing his explanation about the person who has the true knowledge of the soul and the super soul, right? And yesterday's shloka we saw that such a person who has true knowledge sees with equal vision a brahman or a dog eater, and from cow to a dog, right? So for all the species in different modes of nature, he sees them same, as um, not as, because he sees the super soul present in all the species. Then he says equally, sees everybody equally. And now, such a person who sees everybody equally, or in, like the shloka says, Samye Sthitam Mana, whose man or mind is situated in Samye, sameness. So equal. You can see everybody equally. And here also, for the first part is Iheva Ter Jitaha Sargo. Jitaha Sargo means this material world, where there is uh, start and end, or we can say birth and death. So one life has birth and death, that is start and end. So Sarga is that. So Jitaha Sargo, so who has conquered the Sargo, or the material existence, that is birth, beginning and end, that is birth and death. So what he becomes? Nirdosham hi samabrahma. He becomes nirdosh. So he does not have any fault, or he's flawless. And such a person is situated in Brahman. So this is the explanation. Krishna is telling how you will live in this body if you have sameness. So sameness means that person can see everybody equally, or equal presence of super soul, plus he does not have duality. So victory or defeat or any changes, he is always in equilibrium. He is not disturbed by the external situations. So that is flawless, because then he will not be attached to anything, or he will not hate anything, a thing in the material world or a living being in the material world, because he will look them same, and then there is no more hatred, or no more attraction. So it's a neutral state. So in that state, this person is no more attached to the material world. We can see, like, if we can imagine such a situation, then this person is not attracted to the material world, or not attached to material world, and also does not hate the material world, because wherever he is, he tries to be okay. He is okay. So such a person, though he is in this body, is already liberated, but then he has to wait for finishing of his karma of this body, to to give up this material body. So when we identify with our body, we become conditioned by this body. We saw the example, if in different bodies, how we get conditions to food habits also, dressing also, everything gets we conditioned. That this is all conditioning. The conditioning means getting used to our conditions, or behaving as per our conditions. So when we get attached to the body, we get conditioned, because then we think only in terms of body and body's needs and body's desire. So person who is equal, he does not have desires for material enjoyment or hatred, because he sees everything same. So this is Jivan Mukta stage. The person is already liberated in the present body. So we can see there are devotees like this, right? We can meet. These are very, um, we can say, devotees who have achieved the self-realization. They know their real identity and everybody else's identity, right? So that is the advantage, or that is how this person lives in this material world. So it does not matter if he is in the material world or in the spiritual world. That's why when the acharyas, they pray, they pray to God that you keep me anywhere, but please always keep me in your service. In Bhagavatam also we see prayers by different devotees who pray that I may be in this material world, or I may be in the hell, or anywhere. I am okay with that, but just keep me in your service, then does not matter, because they are already liberated from the duality of this material world. So they can serve the Lord anywhere, and they don't get disturbed, even if they are in hell, or they are in trouble, or they are insulted, or they are praised. They does not matter to them. So that stage is happens when you are in connection with your soul and relationship with the super soul. So this is the advantage of getting knowledge. So when we read Bhagavad Gita or when we read Bhagavatam, we understand the temporary nature of this material world and this material body also. This is also the start of the knowledge, and then slowly we understand our real identity, at least when we read and we see devotees practicing it, then we get faith in that. That's why it's always emphasized to have association of devotees who are living in this consciousness. Devotees who are doing bhakti, who are trying to do the pure bhakti and who are not attached to the duality, who are not affected by duality. So there are devotees like this, and their association, we also get that confidence. Yeah, yes, in this body also you can be equal. Otherwise, because of our conditioned state, it looks very difficult how anybody can be equal in this body. That state, is it really possible? We doubt that. But if we see devotees who are in this consciousness, we can believe that yeah, it is possible. So Srila Prabhupada always mentions that you have to go beyond this duality. Then only you will understand the real. Then only your real spiritual life starts. Till we are attached to body, we have so much problem. No, so much problem means everything is problem actually. When we are attached to body, even if good happens, we get attached. Bad happens, we get anger and hate. That is also problem. Good happens, we get attached, and then we are in fearful condition that it should not be lost. So in any way, we will be in anxiety and we will be in misery. So, but we need to have get proper knowledge, and there are devotees who may be naturally inclined to beyond the duality because of their past karma or past spiritual life. But if we somehow or other studying Bhagavad Gita and we are not in that situation, through study of Bhagavad Gita, through trying to understand Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and reading more about Krishna, we slowly get better and better knowledge. And that helps us to uh, come to the stage of sameness, or seeing everything equally. So, this person who is in sameness, one symptom we saw that he sees everything as a part and parcel of Krishna or super soul. But there are more symptoms that uh, Krishna is going to explain in next few verses, and from that we can understand who are those devotees, and then we can aspire for those devotees association. So we'll see those details tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Anybody wants to add anything, or remove anything? Okay, thank you very much for joining and giving this opportunity to read Bhagavad Gita every night. It's really helpful. Because of you all, I am also getting to you read and be regulated. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swadhyayani.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna.